And Peter, let me ask you if by some wonderful occurrence we could make you tomorrow morning the Prime Minister of Israel. And now the responsibility for Israelis is on your shoulders, and not just those living in Israel today, but those about to live in Israel. What are the two big decisions you would make?
The first big decision I would make would be that I would stop settlement growth. It would be enormously politically difficult. No Israeli government has really been able to take on the enormous infrastructure in their book about, which I would highly recommend, about Israel's occupation, Kiva Eldar Haaretz and Edith Zertal's book, Lords of the Land. They talk about the settlement process as now an involuntary process, basically, that is dug so deep into the state that basically just goes on automatic pilot. An Israeli government an Israeli leader has got to take control of that. You know, it's very easy to say, oh, well, everyone knows we're going to keep Ariel. Ariel is halfway through the West Bank. It's halfway across. Look at the map. It's not on the green line. When they did the Geneva process, when the Palestinian and Israeli negotiators tried to get together after, and they tried to figure out how to keep Ma'ale Adumim. Of course we're going to keep Ma'ale Adumim. That's also virtually halfway through the West Bank if you start from Jerusalem. They had to find a tiny corridor of land going through a Palestinian state to get there. Everyone, of course we're going to keep the Gush Etzion block. The Gush Etzion block has lots of Palestinian villages dotted in between it. Let's not kid ourselves. Israel's operation to get rid of 9,000 Gazans at a place which has much less biblical significance. The settlers were much less militant. It was the largest military operation since the Yom Kippur War. You're going to do 100,000 or in 5 years 150,000 in the West Bank, and that's probably even if you could keep Ariel. I don't know how you do it, frankly, and get a contiguous Palestinian state.